5 the game, here's Mike Boyle.
Welcome back, everyone, to Avista Stadium. Everett Catlett, the left-hander, on the hill for the Indians tonight, making his 5th start, 6th appearance overall. He has a record of 2-2, ERA of 3.80. That's 8th best in the league. In 23 2/3 innings, he has given up 19 hits, 10 earned runs, has struck out 32. That is 4th most in the league, and has 12 walks. Had 11 of those 32 strikeouts in his last outing when he went 6 innings in a 7-1 win at Eugene. That was last Friday. Having a look at the defense for the Indians, it will be Juan Castillo behind the plate doing the catching. Kelvin Hidalgo down at third base, Tevin Tucker at short, Roynier Hernandez at second base, and Kevin Fitzer at first. Jacob Humphrey in left field tonight. Caleb Hobson will man center field, and Max Ballou is out in right. Winds blowing in from the southwest at about 6 miles an hour. Flags blowing in right field as Caleb Bartolero, the right-handed batting first baseman, will step into the batter's box. Bartolero hitting .241, a homer and 4 RBI. A 1-for-4 night last night in his first game against the Indians. First pitch from Catlett, a called strike on the inside corner at the knees. Our first pitch brought to you by the UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Sign up to be a UPS Store baseball buddy at any participating UPS store this summer. Catlett, the left-hander out of Georgetown, with a fastball that's low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Catlett, 6'7", 220-pounder, 12th round pick out of Georgetown in 2024. Grew up in Manassas, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Breaking ball fouled straight back by Bartolero. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Juan Flores, the catcher, on deck, and then Matt Kootenai, the DH, top 3 in the Tri-City order. Home plate and the mound already in shadow. Most of the rest of the infield in sunlight as the 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball low and outside, and it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talked with Everett a little bit when we were in Hillsboro after his win. Talked about his travels this past summer as the 2-2 pitch, a ground ball hit out to second base. Hernandez right on it, and the easy throw to first. And Bartolero becomes out number 1 here in the first inning. Everett's girlfriend, a professional volleyball player playing in France. So had a chance to go over there for the first time. Said he really enjoyed it and kind of got that fever you get. You want to travel and see everything because in Europe everything's so close. You can just take trains everywhere. And it's just it's a great experience if you've never done it. Owe it to yourself as the pitch to Juan Flores is upstairs for ball 1. And he even told me, he said 5 years ago, you would told me I would have never left Virginia. He says, now I want to go see the world. And I said, well, it'll do that. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off by Flores, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Flores hitting .233. His 4 home runs, tied for 4th most in the league, 16 RBI on the season. 0 for 6 in the first 2 games against the Indians in this series. Catlett's 1-1, swung on and missed. Good breaking ball down and in. Catlett ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hernandez, the second baseman, up the middle of the diamond. Tucker short in the hole. Hidalgo well off at third base. 1-2 pitch and goes breaking ball down and outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. These 2 clubs will play the next 2 nights at 6:35. Fireworks nights, both tomorrow and Saturday. And then the Mother's Day finale at 1:05 Sunday. Fastball inside and misses, and that'll leave it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Catlett, the Northwest League Pitcher of the Week after his 6-inning gem at Eugene last Friday. As the left-hander readies with the payoff pitch. Ground ball hit out towards short. Tucker over to his left, has it, and his throw to first in time to retire Flores. 2 up and 2 down for the Dust Devils in their half of the first. Matt Kootenai, a left-handed batting designated hitter. He's hitting .310. That is tied for the second best in the league. 3 homers and 14 runs batted in. Kootenai, second in the league in on-base percentage, ninth in slugging percentage. As the first pitch from Catlett over the outer part of the plate for a called strike. Kootenai having a quick word with Xavier Huddleston, the home plate umpire, obviously feeling that pitch was not over the plate, according to the batter. 0-1 the count. Pitch, and that one low from Catlett. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kootenai with 26 base hits in the early going. That's 7th most in the league. He's also 10th in scoring runs. 16 times he's crossed the plate. Breaking ball right over for a called strike as Catlett went off speed, 82 miles an hour on that pitch, and Kootenai was leaning out on the front foot. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on and 2 out here in the top half of the first. Catlett's 1-2, and it's grounded foul first base side towards the Dust Devil dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Kootenai in his 3rd year with the Dust Devils in the Angels organization. 1-2 pitch from Catlett, swung on and missed, dropped by the catcher Castillo, and he will end up tagging Kootenai out. Kootenai looking back like, did I really not get that? And indeed he did, and that's the first Divine strikeout of the game for Catlett. Divine's towing an automotive service with a halo. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We'll move it to the bottom of the first, Tri-City nothing, and the Indians coming to bat.
The element of Valley Glass.
Bottom half of the first inning here at Avista Stadium as the Indians shutting down the Dust Devils 1-2-3 in their top half of the first, as it'll be Tevin Tucker, the right-handed batting shortstop, that will lead things off for Spokane. He'll be facing the right-hander Nate Snead, making his 5th start. He's 1-3, got a win in his last start. He has an ERA of 5.19 and 17 1/3, giving up 19 hits, 10 earned runs. He has struck out 22 and walked 6 in his 17 1/3 innings. Former Tennessee Volunteer, part of the Volunteers National Championship team in 2024, facing Tevin Tucker, former West Virginia Mountaineer. Tucker hitting .229 as the first pitch from Snead over for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Tucker, no homers, 6 RBI, 1 for 8 in this series, and has scored a run. Leads the league with 15 stolen bases. Pitch lifted high in the air, out into right center field. Right fielder De Jesus coming in and makes the catch, as Tucker will sky out for out number 1 here in the first. Setting the Dust Devils defense, it's Flores behind the plate catching, Monroe's at third, Ortiz at short. It is down at second base, Brueggemann, and it will be Bartolero at first in the infield. Harrelson in left, Ruiz in center, and De Jesus out in right field. As Royner Hernandez at the plate. First pitch swing, a little tap hit towards the mound. Snead's got it. His throw in time, as it kind of took Bartolero starting to get off the bag, but he just skipped across the bag into foul ground and made the play, as Hernandez will ground out on the first pitch he sees here in the first inning. So Jacob Humphrey Right-handed batting left fielder will step in, leads the league with a .336 average. He's 26 points ahead of anyone else in the league in batting average. Pitches inside and low. It's ball one. 3 homers, 12 RBI for Humphrey out of Vanderbilt. No question. Looked at Snead more than a couple of times playing the in-state rival as the pitch is outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Humphrey 3 for 7 in the series with a run scored. Former Vanderbilt Commodore. Second in the league with 13 stolen bases behind Tucker. Pitch is upstairs, and that one going to be ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Humphrey 7th in on-base percentage, 6th in slugging percentage, and his 36 hits, number 1 in the league. 3-0 pitch from Snead, and that fastball is over for a called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Humphrey. Max Ballou, the right fielder, on deck, hoping for a shot at it here. As the pitch swung on and missed, and Snead has battled back and filled the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Snead, 6'2", 210-pounder. Grew up in South Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 3-2 pitch is lined out into right field. Right fielder going back to Jesus, goes up and makes the catch short of the track as Humphrey will line to right for the final out here in the first. Indians go 3 up and 3 down. We move it to the second, scoreless in Spokane.
Valley Glass has been installing and fixing glass in the Spokane area for over 75 years.
Move it to the top half of the second inning as it is scoreless between the Indians and the Dust Devils. Everett Catlett, the left-hander, already throwing out the baseball that he had. He'll try a new one as he faces the middle third of the Dust Devil order. Jake Monroe, the third baseman, leading hitter for Tri-City in this series, will lead things off, hitting .268 this year. Takes the first pitch and skies it out into center field. Hops and drifts back a few steps and then waits for it to come down from the skies as Monroe will fly out to center. And 1 up and 1 down for the Dust Devils here in the second. Randy DeJesus, the right fielder, .238 average, 3 homers, 19 runs driven in. That's 7th best in the league. Leads the club. He and Capri Ortiz, who's on deck, leading the club in RBIs. And DeJesus 1 for 7 in 2 games against the Indians thus far. Breaking ball from Catlett finds its way over, and it is strike 1. DeJesus has drawn 19 walks, 8th most in the league. He's also struck out 38 times, 3rd most in the league. Fastball inside at the knees, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. DeJesus, big power hitting outfielder, 6'4", 240 pounds. Pitch swung on and missed. Good breaking stuff out and away from DeJesus, and it leaves Catlett ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Most of the field still in bright sunlight, with the exceptions of the inner infield with the pitching mound and home plate as the pitch outside from Catlett. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Catlett, decent velocity when you talk about his fastball, but his strength is in mixing pitches. It's just as he did right there, breaking ball down in the zone that Jesus could do nothing but hit air, and that's going to turn into the second divine strikeout of the ball game for Catlett. 2 up and 2 down for the Dust Devils here in their half of the second. His ability to change speeds, and he's a big guy, so he gets downhill on you in a hurry at 6'7". When you look at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a 79-mile-an-hour changeup. For hitters, it's quite an adjustment to make. Or Capri Ortiz at the plate, he looks at a breaking ball, check swing, and held up according to the base umpire. It is no balls, or 1 ball and no strikes. Ortiz hitting .263, has a homer, and then the 19 RBIs I talked about, tying him with DeJesus for the tops on the club. Pitch swung on, fouled straight back. He's out ahead of that breaking ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ortiz 0 for 7 in the series. His 26 base hits, 7th most in the league. Also ties him with Matt Kootenai for the most on the club. 1-1 pitch, and that one hits the inside corner as Ortiz was backing out of the way of it, but that one fell right over the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ortiz. Ortiz 4th in the league in stolen bases, has 11 of them this year. He's amongst the league leaders in stolen bases last season. 1-2 pitch, lined out into right field for a base hit, and Ortiz is on board, his first hit of the series. So Ortiz at first base, and with 2 out, no doubt will be looking to go. Gage Harrelson, the left-handed batting left fielder, steps in, hitting .297 after 15 games, no homers and 4 RBI. 1 for 6 against the Indians this week with a run scored. First pitch from Catlett, fastball right down the heart of the plate. 92 on that fastball. It's 0-1. Pitch from Catlett is fouled off behind home plate. And Catlett ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. We'll show your Indians pride this summer. Get the latest apparel, including brand new t-shirts, hats, jerseys, and so much more. It's all at the Indians team store here at Avista Stadium. Or you can shop online at SpokaneIndians.com. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 0-2 pitch. And that one called strike 3 on the outside corner as Catlett notches his 3rd divine strikeout of the ball game. That'll do it for the Dust Devils in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. We head to the bottom of the second, scoreless in Spokane.
My name is Charlie Butt.
Bottom half of the second inning, scoreless game here in Spokane as the right-hander of the Tri-City Dust Devils, Nate Snead, will face the middle third of the Indians lineup. Max Ballou, the left-handed batting right fielder, will start things off. Second-round pick out of Texas, hitting .193, has 4 homers, fourth most in the league, 10 RBI on the year. Hit his 4th home run of the season in the opening game as they ruled that Ballou didn't get into the batter's box fast enough, and it's now 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike on Ballou. As the first pitch from Snead is a breaking ball over, and now it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. It says 2-0 on the scoreboard. It's actually 0-2. Breaking ball outside, make it 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ballou. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and missed, and Ballou is down on strikes. And that will do it for the right fielder here in the second. First strikeout for Snead, and that'll bring up Kevin Fitzer. First baseman hitting .160. 4 homers, 9 RBI, tied with Ballou and Ethan Hedges for the team lead. Hedges getting the night off tonight. First pitch to Fitzer inside from Snead, and it's ball 1. Fitzer 2 for 6 in 2 games with a run scored. 10th in the league in drawing walks. 17 times he's drawn the free pass. That leads the club. Pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Fitzer has also struck out 36 times, 5th most in the league. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball hit out towards third base. Taken there by Monroe. His throw to first in time. Bartolero having to stretch a little bit up the line towards home plate, but able to keep the foot on the bag as Fitzer is out number 2 here in the second. Tommy Hoppe making his first appearance of this series. Designated hitter tonight, hitting .159. 2 homers and 9 RBI. Both of his homers came in Oregon. And the first road trip to Hillsboro and last week in Eugene, as the pitch is a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Hoppe's 22nd game of the season he's playing tonight. This is game number 30 on the schedule as Snead finds the strike zone with a slider, and it's no balls and 2 strikes quickly to Hoppe out of Fresno State University. Pitch swung on, fouled off at home plate. La Vista Stadium, home to the Multicare Kids bench seats. Kids 12 and under, you get bench seats for $8 all year at SpokaneIndians.com. Brought to you by Multicare. Multicare, because healthy communities need more than health care. 0-2 to Hoppe, swung on and fouled off at home plate. Flores, the catcher, unable to keep that in the glove, and Hoppe still alive at no balls and 2 strikes. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the second as the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball over for a called strike 3, and Snead goes 3 up and 3 down through the Indians for the second straight inning. We'll take it to the third. Indians nothing and Tri-City nothing.
Coors Light presents
To the top half of the third inning we go, scoreless between the Indians and the Dust Devils, as the left-hander Everett Catlett out on the mound again for Spokane, facing the center fielder Jorge Ruiz. Center fielder making his first appearance of this series, hitting .217 this season, has a homer and 10 RBI. Ruiz in his third go-round in Tri-Cities. Has caught before, now playing in the outfield, as the first pitch from Catlett is high and inside for ball one. Ruiz 6 doubles thus far. That's 10th most in the league. Kevin Brueggemann, the second baseman, on deck, and then it's the first baseman, Caleb Bartolero, at the top of the order. Catlett, 1-0 delivery. Swung on and missed. Good high fastball, and it's now 1-1. Hidalgo down at third base, coming in at the grass, expecting Ruiz to possibly bunt here. As the 1-1 delivery is popped in the air, down the third base line, foul ground, and that one going to land in the Indians' bullpen. Left fielder Humphrey was in the neighborhood, no chance to catch that shallow fly ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Indians looking for their first hit, first base runner against the right-hander Nate Snead. Meantime, Dust Devils got their first hit of the game from Ortiz with 2 out in the second. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ruiz. Fastball low, and it's now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Manager Dan Billardello coaching down at third base in his second year here in Tri-Cities. Brian Roop, the first base coach, as the pitch swung on and missed, dropped by Castillo. He's up with it, and now the throw to first in time to retire the batter Ruiz. That another divine strikeout, 4th of the night for Catlett. 2-3 in the scorebook, retiring the batter Ruiz. Kevin Brueggemann, the second baseman, will come to the plate. Brueggemann in his 14th game, hitting .036. He's gone 1 for 28 thus far. He has scored 7 runs and knocked in 2. So he's been able to find himself on base. Just hasn't been able to get a base hit, as the pitch is down and away from Brueggemann, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Brueggemann in his second year here in Tri-Cities. Signed as a free agent out of Hofstra. Ground ball up the middle, and Hernandez has got it now. The throw to first base is not going to be in time to get Brueggemann. Terrific play by Hernandez out in shallow center field, and he threw it as hard as he could, as quick as he could, but Brueggemann can get down the line, and he legs out an infield single. That's just his second base hit in 29 at-bats this year. That'll bring up Caleb Bartolero. Bartolero grounded out to second his first time up. Hernandez playing up the middle of the diamond at second, as the pitch swung on and missed. Good breaking ball there coming from Catlett. Brueggemann with his lead at first base with 1 out. Little nubber hit on the first base side. Catlett gets over there. Now flips to first base in time to get the out. So almost like a swinging bunt by Bartolero, as that will advance the runner. Brueggemann down to second base, as he's in scoring position with 2 out. That will bring up Juan Flores. Flores grounded to short his first time up. That came on a 3-2 pitch back in the first inning. So Brueggemann out at second base with 2 out. Scoreless game here in the top half of the third inning. Flores 0 for 7 thus far. Hitting .230 on the season. This is third year in Tri-Cities, as the pitch is a ground ball smacked up the middle for a base hit. Hobson gets there, runner heading home. Throw coming to the plate, it's going to be wide, and into second base will go Flores, as it's now 1-0 in favor of Tri-City. So that infield single by Brueggemann, and then Flores gets his first base hit of the series. 1-0 in favor of the Dust Devils. So Tri-City takes their first lead in 3 games in this series. Matt Kootenai at the plate, struck out swinging his first time up. Flores RBI number 17 as the fastball. Ooh, boy, it looked like a good pitch there, but called a ball. One ball, no strikes, the count to Kootenai. Ground ball hit to the right side, and it's out into right field as now the runner's being sent home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and Castillo is waiting, and he will make the tag on the runner as that throw from Ballou was a one-hop strike. And out at the plate easily is Flores, as that'll do it for the Dust Devils in their half of the 3rd inning. They do get 1 run. They do it on 3 base hits. No errors, and there was 1 runner left. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It's now Tri-City 1, the Indians nothing. Well, welcome back, everyone, to Avista Stadium. Mike Boyle here with you as the Indians down 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The right-hander Nate Snead on the mound for Tri-City, facing the bottom 3rd of the Indians' order. Juan Castillo, first pitch swinging, grounds it out to second base. Brueggemann's throw going to be in time as Castillo will be the first out here in the 3rd inning. So 1 up and 1 down, as it will be Kelvin Hidalgo, the 3rd baseman, stepping to the plate, hitting 200, 2 homers, and 8 RBI. Proud to be joined by Chelsea Barton from the Inland Northwest AGC, Associated General Contractors. I remembered it. Good on me. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Yeah, good. Got the group out here tonight at the ballpark?
Yes, yeah, we're having a great time.
I was going to say, you're in the fun part of the ballpark.
Yes.
This is the working part. Maybe a better view, but, we don't have the fun.
Yeah.
1-0 pitch. Well, how are things going? I know I've talked in the past about I don't know if seminar is the right word for it, but just the way you're able to get young people involved in the Inland Northwest AGC. I know that, that's been a big emphasis. Another ground ball to second base, and Hidalgo will be the second out of the inning, 4-3. But it just seems like with everything going on around, and especially North-South Freeway project going on right now, there's a lot of opportunity out there.
For sure. We really want to get, everybody in the industry, and we see that explaining the options to young people and stuff when they're trying to find that first job or even second job, letting them know that construction is a very valid option. It's, you can have a very lucrative career, and it's a great job. I mean, you have fun, the camaraderie, and, I love it. So
I was going to say there's no lack of work either right now.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's something to be said for that right now. When you're seeing a lot of industries that are laying off people, you guys certainly are not in the construction world.
Yes, I mean we built the area. We built Eastern Washington. Construction built everything that you see around you. So, and it's always building, it's always growing, and we need people to do that and to make a difference. And I think that's one of the motivators for a lot of people in the industry is being able to drive down the road and say, I built that, and tell your kids and tell your parents, family, your friends, I built that, and I built the road you're driving on. It's everything that you see was built by a contractor and built by human hands, and I'm really proud to represent the people in this industry and have been in the industry for as long as I have been.
Well, hang on with this, Chelsea, because Caleb Hobson just struck out for the Indians. They went 3 up and 3 down. We're going to have to move this to the top half of the 4th inning. Indians trailing it 1-0. The top half of the 4th inning we go. Indians trailing at 1-0 as Jake Monroe, the right-handed batting third baseman, leads it off against Everett Catlett. 1-0 in favor of Tri-City. They have out-hit the Indians 4-0 thus far. Catlett's pitch outside, and it's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chelsea Barton from the Inland Northwest AGC joining us, talking about the opportunities for young people in the construction industry. You got to be 18 years or older anymore, it seems like, that you can do that.
Yep.
But talk a little bit about how young people can get involved.
So we have Trade Up to Construction, which is it's an industry-funded platform. So you can go on the Trade Up to Construction website and find jobs. You can also contact Inland Northwest AGC. We have our workforce development director, Josh Monroe. He's very motivated to get people placed and see what the right fit is for you. There's multiple apprenticeship programs throughout that we try to link people with what fits best for them.
And so they can just go online to your website.
Yes.
And do that. That seems to be the way with everything these days. It's the pitch inside to Monroe, and that is going to be ball 4. A leadoff walk given up by Catlett here in the 4th inning. That is the first free pass that he's given up. And so the leadoff runner on for the Dust Devils here in the 4th as Randy DeJesus will come to the plate. He struck out swinging his first time up. So I've been monitoring the north-south freeway because I live over here off of Altamont. So it's going to be a little busy there here in the next few years as the pitch down loaded to Jesus. 1 ball, no strike. So I've kind of taken a vested interest. Boy, it is really coming along quickly in this bottom section of it. And after it kind of got delayed there for a little while in the mid-20 teens, and so it seems like that things are really progressing there. Yeah, so that's one thing that the AGC does is we fight for funding a lot, especially in Eastern Washington. Sometimes it's hard to get those pennies. Yes. So that was kind of a bit of a delay, was making sure that we have the funding in place, and now we should be pretty structured. I'm knock on wood, and luckily we have some amazing members to build that. Well, no question. I see them out there all the time, and you go by SEC, you can see the progress that's being made right now. And before you know it, within the next 4 years, going to link up right here with I-90.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am, because I drive Hamilton, Nevada a lot as the pitch swung on and missed, and it's a nightmare. I won't lie. Trying to get north in this town, whether it's through Division or through Nevada and Hamilton, I would just rather pull my hair out.
Oh yeah. I couldn't imagine it. It's a long commute. So
2 balls and 2 strikes the count as the pitch to DeJesus inside, and Catlett thought he'd gotten the inside corner. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chelsea Barton from the Inland Northwest AGC joining us here in the top half of the 4th. Runner at first base in Monroe. Tri-City up 1-0 as 3-2 count to DeJesus. Catlett's pitch, and that one lifted out into right field. Going back is Ballou. He's on it, makes the catch at the track, and he'll get it in quickly to keep the runner at first base as DeJesus will fly out to right, and there's one away for the Dust Devils here in the 4th. Capri Ortiz singled to right his first time up. That was his first hit in 8 trips to the plate. Wind starting to kick up. Probably hear it in the microphone here. It's been a little breezy here these first 3 days of this series. But the weather, as far as sunshine, dry, it's been good here.
beautiful.
As the first pitch from the left-hander Catlett. Runner at first base Monroe looking like he's ready to go. He'll stay put as the pitch is a fastball called strike one. It's 0-1. So how long have you been with Inland Northwest?
I've been with the Inland Northwest AGC for 3 years, but before that I was in the construction industry for 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have like a specialty?
Oddly enough, it's wastewater treatment plants. Those were that's what I worked on before. Yep.
I can't even imagine what goes into building those. I'm sure from the economic, or not the ecology side of things.
Yeah.
You've really got to have a blueprint out in front of you.
Yeah. There's a lot to it, a lot of piping involved, a lot of concrete. But, before I got into this, I didn't even know what that was. So it's great to learn that.
Count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ortiz. I noticed, too, that over the last few years, the Inland Northwest AGC has been really active getting into high schools and teaching young people how to get involved in the industry as the ball swung on and fouled down the third base line, touched up by Castillo, and Ortiz will return to the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So do they still do those with the high schools and such?
Yeah, we want to make sure that, high school students, middle school and even elementary school students, are at least familiar with what construction is, because that's going to be helpful in your life anywhere. Being able to swing a hammer is a life skill that I think everybody should know.
Yes, it is. So's a drill.
Yeah, so sometimes college isn't the best option for everybody. So going into the field in construction is great, but sometimes maybe you want to go into college, you want to be a construction manager. We need everything in construction.
As the pitch swung on, fouled off by Ortiz, still 1-2. Yeah, I was going to say there are a lot of other options besides being a tradesman.
Yes.
And so I'm sure that, your ability to get out there and give the information is got to be huge. Now, can kids in high school, and I have a high schooler, can they go to the school and they know where to direct them in that direction? Can they get a hold of you guys in some respect?
Yeah, very much. A lot of the high schools are partnered with us. So if they say, I want to go into construction right out of high school, I want to go into an apprenticeship, most of the high schools do know who to contact. We try to make sure that we are that bug in their ear and they come to us so we can help the students get to the right place.
Okay, as Capri Ortiz just struck out looking, and Catlett gets another divine strikeout. There's 2 away as he faces Gage Harrelson, left-handed batting left fielder, looks at strike 1. Harrelson struck out his first time up. Runner at first in Monroe, 2 out here in the top of the 4th. Indians trailing at 1-0 as Harrelson at the plate. Pitch, check swing. Did he hold it up? Looks like he did as that pitch low and outside. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Chelsea Barton from the Inland Northwest AGC. Associated General Contractors. So you see the construction going around here in the Spokane area, you've got a pretty good bet that they're involved in it.
Yes, yeah.
1 ball and 1 strike, the count. Pitch low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. So what got you interested in it? Because you said you've been doing it for 9 years.
My dad was a carpenter, and I think it's just kind of always been in my mind. And a contractor gave me an opportunity, actually gave me the opportunity as a front desk person, and I fell in love with it. So that's kind of what led me, on the progression track and got me passionate about it. But yeah, I love the people I work with, in all places, carpenters, operators, anybody that I work with. There is that level of respect and camaraderie that I see and I feel, and you just become part of the construction family, and I can't get enough of it.
I was going to say, it was literally born in you.
Yes, yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes, the count, as the pitch is fouled straight back just over to our left, not far from us. We're going to have Chelsea get her glove out here. My grandfather was the ultimate tradesman. He had 26 different skills that he could utilize. Grew up in the Great Depression, built his own house when he was in his early 40s, and he designed it and built it all himself, every aspect of it. As the pitch swung on and
amazing.
Missed by Harrelson. I wish I had inherited half of that skill. Trust me. As Harrelson goes down on strikes, that'll do it for the Dust Devils. No runs, no hits, no errors. They do have 1 left on base. Well, Chelsea, pleasure having you up here.
Thank you so much.
Continued success to you, and go have fun with the gang down in the bullpen.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Chelsea Barton joining us here on our broadcast. We head down to the bottom of the 4th here at Avista Stadium. Tri-City 1, the Indians 0. Welcome back as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Indians trailing at 1-0 as the right-hander Nate Snead's first pitch hit by Tevin Tucker deep to left field, going back to the fence and right at the wall. Harrelson is there to make the catch as Tucker retired on a long fly ball to left center field, and 1 away for the Indians here in the 4th. That's the classic one more biscuit for breakfast reference. And Tucker hit it solid, but short of the fence out in left center as Roynier Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez grounded back to the pitcher Snead his first time up in the 1st inning. Snead perfect through 3 1/3 as the first pitch over for a called strike. It's 0-1. Pitch to Hernandez inside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nate Snead, I mentioned from South Milwaukee, Wisconsin, was actually honored with his own day in his hometown back in 2024 as the pitch is fouled off over on the third base side. And Hernandez now behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He was on the mound when Tennessee won the College World Series title in 2024 as the pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. So about a month after that, They proclaimed July 27, 2024 as Nate Snead Day in South Milwaukee. Ground ball hit up the middle. Ortiz has it behind the bag. Shortstop's throw in time to get Hernandez and the Indians with 2 away here in the 4th. I wonder if you got a gold key to the city. Usually they give you a key to the city when you get a proclamation of your own day. Jacob Humphrey to the plate, lined out to right his last time up. Pitch swung on, fouled back by the right-handed batting left fielder, and it's 0-1. Humphrey hitting .333. He's got 3 homers, 12 RBI. 3 for 8 in this series, has scored 1 run. 7th in on-base percentage, 6th in slugging percentage, and a little tapper hit out toward short. Ortiz has got it, and from the grass his throw in time as Snead is perfect through 4 innings. Indians go 3 up and 3 down again. We head to the top of the 5th. Tri-City 1, the Indians nothing.
A special message from the Spokane Tribe of Indians.
Top half of the 5th inning, Indians trailing at 1-0. Everett Catlett back on the mound as he will face the number 8 hitter in the Dust Devil order, Jorge Ruiz. Struck out swinging his last time up. Kevin Brueggemann will follow, and then it will be Caleb Bartolero after that. 1 run on 4 hits for the Dust Devils, 0s on the board for the Indians, as the right-hander Nate Snead has thrown a perfect game through 4. Swing and a miss by Ruiz on the first pitch from Catlett. It's 0-1. As Catlett's 0-1, and that one popped foul out of play third base side. Another Valley Glass foul ball. Valley Glass serving Spokane since 1946. Indians down 1 here in the 5th, game 3 of the 6-game set. Pitch down in the dirt from Catlett. And it goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Catlett, 6'7" left-hander, gets the sign from catcher Juan Castillo, the 1-2 pitch, and that one popped in the air out into shallow center field, and Tucker is back to make the catch. As Ruiz will pop out to shallow center field. 1 up and 1 down for the Dust Devils in their half of the 5th. Kevin Brueggemann had 1 hit and 28 at-bats coming into his first time to the plate in the 3rd inning, and he singled sharply up the middle. Hernandez made a nice play out in shallow center field, but could not get Brueggemann. Brueggemann would eventually go to second on a ground ball and then score on a base hit from Juan Flores. That is our only run of the game. First pitch, slider down in the zone. Check swing and held up. 1 ball and no strikes. Indians in their bright yellow Cafecitos de Spokane jerseys tonight. 1-0 pitch, and that one low from Catlett. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Military and veteran fireworks night tomorrow night. And then rock and roll fireworks night. Big fireworks show to some of your favorite rock tunes on Saturday evening after the game. Pitch, fastball called, strike, outside corner, and it's 2-1. Then the Mother's Day game coming up at 1:05. Of course, catch on the field afterwards. Get your tickets at SpokaneIndians.com. Pitch swung on and fouled straight back. It's 2-2. Well, if you love Indians baseball, follow us all season long on all of our various social media channels. Twitter X, Instagram, Facebook. Everything Spokane Indians out there on the World Wide Web. You can follow along. See our creative social media team bringing you the latest and greatest on Indians baseball. 2-2 pitch. That one popped in the air, shallow right field, coming in and going back, and in is Ballou, and he'll get there as Hernandez, the second baseman, cut right in front of him. And Ballou makes a nice running catch. Great Clips, great catch and play from Max Ballou. Great Clips, it's going to be great. So 2 up and 2 down for the Dust Devils in the 5th. Caleb Bartolero, he is grounded to second and grounded back to the pitcher in his 2 plate appearances. 0 for 2 here tonight. 1 for 6 in the series thus far. And that first pitch lined out into left field, and that ball's gone. He crushed that first pitch from Catlett, and that is his second home run of the season, and it's 2-0 in favor of Tri-City. No doubt about that one. As soon as Matt met ball, that was heading out of the yard. So Bartolero, his second homer of the year, 5th RBI. 2-0 in favor of Tri-City. He obviously was sitting on that pitch. That a Spokane International Airport home run when it's time to fly. Think the GEG, the Spokane International Airport. Catlett's first offering to the right-handed batting Juan Flores is over for a called strike. 0-1. Flores drove in the other run with a 2-out RBI single in the 3rd. He grounded out to short his first time up. 1 for 2 tonight, 1 for 8 in the series. Pitch swung on and missed. And it's quickly 0-2. Slight breeze blowing in from right field. Lights in full effect here at Avista Stadium as the sun is set. Pitch swung on, fouled off by Flores, and it's still no balls and 2 strikes. Well, if you're looking for a new spot for a happy hour, give the Max at Mirabeau a try. Located just off the Sullivan exit, they have 2 daily happy hours, a huge diverse menu. When you think happy hour, think the Max at Mirabeau, the Mirabeau Park Hotel, defining style, comfort, and service in guest hospitality. Pitch is just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count to Flores. Indians trailing at 2-0, top half of the 5th inning. A 1-2 delivery, swung on and missed, and Catlett will notch another divine strikeout, but a run crosses the plate on the home run from Bartolero. No errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's now Tri-City 2, the Indians 0.
They grow up.
We welcome you back here to Avista Stadium as the Indians trailing at 2-0. Bottom half of the fifth, middle third of the order due up for Spokane. Max Ballou, the left-handed batting right fielder, will lead things off against the right-hander Nate Snead, who's been perfect through 4 innings. First pitch swinging at Ballou down to one knee as he swings and misses. It's no balls and 1 strike. Warming up down in the Indians bullpen, LeBaron Johnson. As the 0-1 pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ballou to be followed by Kevin Fitzer and then Tommy Hopfe. 4, 5, and 6 in the Indians lineup. Indians looking to get a runner on, trailing at 2-0 as Ballou swings and misses behind that 95-mile-an-hour fastball of Snead's, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ballou 2 for 8 in the series thus far. Pitch swung on and missed. High heat at 97. Ballou down on strikes for the 2nd straight time. 4th strikeout for Snead, and 1 away here in the 5th. That brings up Kevin Fitzer. He grounded out to 3rd his first time up. So Catlett has given up 2 runs on 5 hits through his 5 innings of work. Snead has been perfect as the first pitch is right across the plate, and Fitzer behind, no balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Fitzer, swung on and missed, and it's quickly 0-2. Fitzer 2 for 7 in the series. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Snead's feeling it. I mean, he came off the mound dancing. He's got a little rhythm going right now. 2nd straight strikeout as Tommy Hopfe to the plate. He struck out his first time up. Well, the Operation Fly Together campaign is back. Refuel our heroes. Purchase any of the official Operation Fly Together gear at SpokaneIndians.com. A portion of all proceeds sold go directly to helping local veterans in our community. First pitch to Hopfe, and he swings and misses. He's down 0-1. 0-1 delivery and a high Baltimore chop. First base side of the mound and getting over is Snead, and he'll get over there and tag him. And so the rare 1 unassisted into the scorebook as Snead perfect through 5 innings. We head to the 6th here at Avista Stadium. Tri-City 2, the Indians nothing.
We care about your safety. If you need
We go to the top half of the 6th inning. It's our first Serve Pro pitching change of the day as LeBaron Johnson will take over for Everett Catlett. Serve Pro, the local leader in remodel and reconstruction, as Johnson his 2nd appearance. It's his first out of the bullpen as he started his first time out in Eugene last week. In that, he went 3 innings, gave up 1 earned run in those 3 frames, as he will face the heart of the Tri-City order, Matt Kootenai. The DH will lead it off. He has struck out and singled. And Johnson's first pitch, and that one lifted foul down the left field side. No balls and 1 strike. The count to Kootenai. Came in tonight second in the league in batting. And Johnson, the right-hander out of the University of Texas. Pitch, the ground ball hit to the right side and past the diving Hernandez out into right field. Max Ballou, Johnson's teammate down at UT Austin, fielding that ball as Kootenai is on board with his second straight base hit. He now has 28 on the season, 5th most in the league. Brings up Jake Monroe. Monroe has flown to center, walked his last time up, 2 for 5 in this series. He has scored 3 runs. He's hit a homer and driven in 2. Leading hitter for Tri-City in this series thus far is the pitch from Johnson. Down low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Johnson's pitch, fastball inside. 2 balls and no strikes the count. 5th round pick out of Texas in 2024. Was here in Spokane last season. He went 0-4 with a 4.89 ERA before having to end his season due to injury as they throw over to first base. And then diving back is the runner Kootenai. From Jacksonville, Florida. As the pitch is popped in the air out into center field, Hobson reading it, just stayed put and then comes on in and makes the catch. As Monroe will fly out for the second time to center field tonight. So 1 away here in the 6th. Randy DeJesus, who struck out and flown to right, will now step to the plate. He's 1 for 9 in the series. LeBaron talked with him a little bit last year and asked him, how do you get from Jacksonville, Florida to Texas? Well, he has an uncle that lives in the Austin area and was able to go and visit and see for himself. And Texas took enough interest in him, and he said best decision he made. As the first pitch to DeJesus over for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Kootenai out at first base with 1 out here in the 6th. 2-0 Tri-City slider swung on and missed, and DeJesus now behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Kootenai 2 for 3 tonight. He now has 4 hits, which leads the club against the Indians this week. 0-2 pitch. That one lined out into left center field, and that is going to be a base hit, and now there are 2 on and 1 out. DeJesus, his second base hit of the series. Kootenai pulls up at second base. So there are 2 on with 1 out, and Capri Ortiz to the plate. Ortiz singled back in the 2nd, struck out his last time up. So with 2 on, Dust Devils threatening here in their half of the 6th. 2 runs on 7 hits for Tri-City. Indians with 0s on the board as Snead has been perfect. As the pitch down hits off of the glove of Castillo, and that's going to advance both base runner. We'll see if that's going to go as a pass ball or not. And obviously that one fooled Castillo as Johnson's looking at his little card as far as signals and what is to come. And that obviously handcuffed Castillo. Defensive replacement in for the Indians, Robert Claus in for Jacob Humphrey out in left field. Is that going to be scored as a wild pitch? As the pitch, that one down in the dirt, blocked nicely by Castillo. Runners will stay at second and third, and the count will run to 2-0 on Ortiz. So Claus coming on for Humphrey out in left field. Hope it's nothing too serious with Jacob as the 2-0 pitch is down low from Johnson, make it 3 balls and no strikes. Our first A to Z rental in-game substitution. A to Z Rentals, we rent everything. Indians down 2-0. Dust Devils threatening, 2 on, 1 out. And Ortiz just taking that pitch all the way, and that one down the middle from Johnson. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1, the count to Ortiz. Swings and misses on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And Johnson has come back and loaded the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2 the count. 2 on, 1 out. Payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off by Ortiz. Got a piece of it, fouled it off behind home plate. Still remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2 the count. Pitch, slider low and outside, and that is going to be ball 4, and now the bases are going to be full. So that not so good for the Indians. Our AAA Washington Insurance bases loaded situation. Ensure all your bases are covered with AAA Washington Insurance. Here comes pitching coach Blaine Beatty. Going to have to try to settle the ship a little bit. Bases loaded for the Dust Devils. They threatened to blow it open here in the 6th inning. So quick meeting as Beatty will depart. He'll head for the dugout, and stepping to the plate will be Gage Harrelson. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, 1 for 8 in the series thus far. Johnson hoping to get the pitcher's best friend right here. Bases full and 1 out here in the top of the 6th. First pitch, and that one misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes, the count. Pitch swung on and missed. Good fastball there from Johnson. He's leveled the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Slight breeze still blowing in from right field. Left-handed batting Harrelson, 1 for 8 in the series, has scored 1 run. Pitch swung on, fouled off the catcher Castillo, and Johnson jumps ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson will certainly take a strikeout here. Bases full with 1 out. The top of the 6th and a 2-0 Tri-City lead. Johnson works that first base side of the pitching rubber. Right-hander's 1-2 pitch, and it's fouled straight back. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, I want to thank our partners at SWX as they'll broadcast 6 Indians home games this year. Catch all the action on SWX, nonstop local sports. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Johnson with a huge divine strikeout, and 2 away here in the top half of the 6th inning. Harrelson now 3 straight strikeouts at the plate. Work not done for Johnson yet. Bases still full now with 2 out. Jorge Ruiz struck out in the 3rd and then popped to short his last at-bat in the 5th. Johnson's first pitch, and it's popped foul down the 3rd base side and will sail into the seats. It's no balls and 1 strike. Well, the #1 name in furniture, Ashley, is now open in Spokane at the Northtown Mall. Experience the stunning 3-story showroom with the latest styles and an expansive sleep shop featuring all the top mattress brands under one roof. From our store to your door, Ashley, inspiring the love of home. 0-1 pitch. That one fouled off again, 3rd base side. Ruiz behind that offering. And Johnson jumps ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Bases full with 2 out. Top of the 6th inning, 2-0 Tri-City. Johnson facing Ruiz, 0-2 pitch, and that one gets away from the catcher. Play at the plate, Johnson's there, and out at the plate is Kootenai as the Indians will get out of the inning. Trying to score on the wild pitch. It goes 2-1 at home plate, and that will do it for the Dust Devils here in the 6th. No runs, 2 base hits. There were no errors, 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Tri-City 2, the Indians nothing. Back, everyone, as we move it to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Indians trailing at 2-0, as leading it off is Jorge Ruiz, or I should say not Jorge Ruiz, it's the right-hander Juan Castillo. As Castillo grounded out to second his first time up, 0-for-1 tonight in his first game against the Dust Devils. The right-hander Nate Snead has been perfect through 5 innings for the Dust Devils, as the pitch swung on and missed on a fastball. 97 on the gun on that offering from the former Tennessee Volunteer. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Castillo will be followed by Kelvin Hidalgo and then Caleb Hobson. Pitch fouled off by Castillo, and that'll run it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Indians have not had 1 base runner. Snead has been in total control, as the Indians in this game thus far have hit 2 balls, taken 3 balls out of the infield. Ground ball hit down to third base, scooped up there by Monroe. His throw to first in plenty of time to retire Castillo, and 1 up and 1 down for the Indians in the 6th. Beautiful night here, but Snead right now very quick with his pitching, as he's only thrown 50 pitches thus far through 5 1/3. He's on a pace right now where he could possibly throw a complete game, which you don't see very often at this level. Kelvin Hidalgo at the plate, and the first pitch right over the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Hidalgo grounded out to second his first trip to the plate. He's 2 for 9 in this series. Swing and a miss on a slider on the outer part of the plate, and it's 0-2. Hidalgo started the game-winning rally with a double last night in the 9th, came around to score on the base hit from Roynier Hernandez to give the Indians a 3-2 win. Pitch fouled off down the first base line. That one going to sail out of play, and it is no balls and 2 strikes. The count to Hidalgo. As the pitch swung on and missed, and Hidalgo down on strikes as Snead, yet another strikeout. That his 7th of the night, and there's 2 away for the Indians here in the 6th. That'll bring up Caleb Hobson. Hobson struck out his first time up. That was back in the 3rd. So Snead perfect through 5 2/3 as the breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Dust Devils. 0s on the board for the Indians thus far. Pitch swung on and fouled straight back into the screen, and Hobson at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hobson out of Tennessee Martin University, a 13th round pick back in 2023. grew up in Mississippi, as the 1-1 offering low from Snead. 2 balls and 1 strike. Snead has already had a proclamation Nate Snead Day in South Milwaukee. He keeps at this pace, he may have another one. As the pitch, a called strike on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count with 2 out. 2-2 delivery. A ground ball hit weakly up the middle. Here comes Ortiz on the run. Gets to it. The throw to first base is in time to get the out as Ortiz keeps the perfect game alive. As Snead, perfect through 6 innings of play. We head to the 7th here in Spokane. It's Tri-City 2, the Indians nothing. As we head to the top half of the 7th inning, Indians trailing it by a score of 2-0. LeBaron Johnson on the mound for his 2nd inning out of the pen. Got out of a bases-loaded jam in the 6th, as he'll face the left-handed batting Jorge Ruiz again. He was at the plate when the wild pitch that was thrown, and Kootenai tried to score from third base and was thrown out by the catcher Juan Castillo. First pitch low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes the count. Ruiz has struck out and popped to short. 0 for 2 tonight. That one wrapped up the middle and out into center field for a base hit. That the 8th hit of the night for the Dust Devils. First of the series for Ruiz, and there's a man on with nobody out here in the 7th. Activity down in the Tri-City pen. The left-hander Dylan Phillips in his 4th year in Tri-City. Up and warming for the Dust Devils. Nate Snead has been perfect through 6 innings thus far, but it looks like his night might be coming to an end. The pitch swung on and missed by Kevin Brueggemann. Good off-speed change there coming from Johnson, and he jumps ahead. No balls and 1 strike. Brueggemann, he has singled and scored in the 3rd. Flew to right his last time up. 1 for 2 tonight. 0-1 pitch, and that one upstairs from Johnson. 1 ball and 1 strike. Indians looking for their first base runner. It looks like they may be facing a new pitcher in the 7th inning. As the runner goes, pitch low and outside. Castillo's throw down to second base, and not in time to get the runner Ruiz. It looked like they had a shot there. Throw was a little high from Castillo. He usually ideally to get it to the bag. Hernandez had to bring the tag down. That was just enough for Ruiz to get in under the tag. So Ruiz with a stolen base. He's out at second now. Nobody out. 2-1 to Brueggemann. And that pitch is down low from Johnson. And that runs it to 3 balls and 1 strike. Indians trailing at 2-0. Brueggemann figured in the run in the third, singled, went to second on a grounder score on a base hit from Flores as the pitch is low and outside. And Johnson will walk his second batter in as many innings. Now put runners at first and second with nobody out. So it'll be the top of the order. Caleb Bartolero, who got the Dust Devils their second run with a no-doubter on the first pitch of the fifth inning as he put that over the wall and left. His second home run of the season made it 2-0. That's where we stand as Johnson's first pitch is over on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-1. Looks like the Indians bullpen about to get loose as well. 2 on, nobody out here in the seventh. Pitch swung on and missed. Johnson 95 on that fastball. No balls and 2 strikes. The count to Bartolero. 1 for 3 tonight. He had grounded out his previous 2 times up. To second in the first, to the pitcher in the third. Everett Catlett started the game. Departed after giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. Pitch swung on and fouled straight back by Bartolero. It remains no balls and 2 strikes. Ruiz out at second base. Brueggemann's at first. Nobody out for the Dust Devils. 0-2 the count to Bartolero. Johnson checking the runner at second base. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good slider out and away from Bartolero. And that's going to be another divine strikeout for LeBaron Johnson, his second of the night. And there's 1 away in the seventh. Usually it's not how many strikeouts you have, it's when you get them. And Johnson's been able to notch a couple of strikeouts tonight in big situations. Work still to do, though, with 2 on, 1 out. Juan Flores at the plate. First pitch swinging, and he swings and misses. 95 on the gun on that fastball. It's 0-1. Flores grounded to short in the first, hit an RBI single off Catlett in the third inning, and then struck out his last time up in the fifth. That also was against Catlett. Last batter at the left-hander face. Now pickoff attempt back to second base. Throw from Johnson, and Hernandez tag late getting the runner Ruiz. Ruiz at second base. Brueggemann down at first. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out here in the seventh. Now pick off again, and this time, they just got back. Hernandez thought they had a shot, so did I. So that 2 pickoff attempts from Johnson, that's the most he can get in 1 at-bat. So he can't try to pick off the runners again. Runners take off. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw down to third base, and waiting there is Hidalgo, and puts on the tag. So the double steal is thwarted as Ruiz is thrown out, caught stealing. That'll go 2-5 in the book. Meantime, Brueggemann will get the back half of the double steal and get to second. But now there are 2 out. Count 0-2 to Flores. Both Ballou in right and Hobson in center playing fairly shallow against Flores. Left fielder Kalaz playing back as the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Perfect slider there from Johnson. Another divine strikeout as the Dust Devils with no runs. They do get 1 base hit, no errors, a runner left. We go to our Multicare 7th inning stretch. Multicare Health System, we're here for you. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is 2-0 Tri-City.
On Saturday, May 16th.
We move it to the bottom half of the 7th inning as a pitching change for the Tri-City Dust Devils. Nate Snead, perfect through 6 innings, will depart, as Dylan Phillips, the left-hander, will take it over here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Snead facing the minimum 18 batters, no runs, no hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks. Through just 58 pitches, 44 for strikes. As the first pitch to Tevin Tucker is lifted out into left field. Perfect game over, no-hitter over. Tevin Tucker with a leadoff single to start off the bottom half of the 7th inning. And now the Indians have the tying run at the plate in Roynier Hernandez. Hernandez has grounded out twice. Once back to the pitcher in the first and then to short in the 4th. Tucker leading the league in stolen bases, out at first base. Phillips, the left-hander, has a good move. And has the curveball over for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike, the count. Robert Claus is standing by on deck. He entered as a defensive replacement. As Claus will hit here in the bottom half of the 7th inning for the first time. Tucker leaning there at first base, and he takes off as the pitch is high. Throw down to second base, and Tucker is in as he gets his league leading 16th stolen base of the year. So the pitcher, Phillips, wants to have a word with Flores. That was a good throw by Flores right to the base, but Tucker got such a good jump. 2-0 Tri-City lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hernandez 3 for 4 last night with 2 RBI, including the game winner in the 9th inning. Phillips on in relief for Snead here in the 7th inning. Tucker, the Indians' first base runner of the night, out at second base. Nobody out. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted foul. Third base side out of play. Still 0-2 to Roynier Hernandez. Other games, Vancouver leads at Eugene 3-1, top of the 6th. And the bottom of the 4th in Everett, it's Hillsboro 2 and Everett 2. Strikes. Phillips, 6 foot, 220 pounder. 8th round pick in 2022 from Kansas. Hey, Tucker, a bad base run. So that will go 7-6 as Ortiz there to make the tag. And Tucker took off. Just didn't recognize that Harrelson was close enough to make a play on it. Usually they say halfway. He went close to third base. Ends up being thrown out trying to get back as the first pitch to Robert Claus is a breaking ball for a called strike. Claus hitting .211, 2 homers, 9 RBI. Claus hit his 2nd home run of the season Sunday in Eugene as the pitch is upstairs for a ball, 1-1. That came in the 8th inning, prevented the Indians from being shut out as they dropped that game 8-1. So nobody on, 2 out, breaking ball from Phillips, and it's over for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch, fastball upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Robert Claus, the Rockies' 5th-rated prospect in their farm system. Indians with a number of players in the top 20 in the Rockies system. As the 2-2 pitch is tapped down the third base line, going to be a tough play. Phillips gets to it, the throw to first base, and not in time to get Claus as he legs it out for an infield single. Phillips did everything he could do, but the Indians, they get their second base hit, and boy, that base running mistake is magnified now. If Tucker just stayed put, he gets down to third base on that play. The Indians have first and third and 1 out in a 2-run game. Instead, runner at first with 2 out, Max Ballou at the plate. And the pitch low and outside on a curveball. 1 ball, no strikes to Ballou. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against the starter Nate Snead tonight. Claus with his lead at first. 1-0 to Ballou, fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. And the Indians trying to get a Red Band rally going. Join the Red Band Rally campaign. Visit SpokaneIndians.com to learn more. The Red Band Rally. We're all about the river. Claus takes off for second. Throw down to second base and dropped by the shortstop Ortiz as Claus is in with a stolen base. Flores didn't even get up through from his knees. Got the ball down there, but Ortiz unable to hang on to it to try to make a tag. So Claus, he's at second. 2 out. 2-1 the count to Ballou. 2-1 delivery, breaking ball right over the plate. Two balls and 2 strikes to Ballou. Pitch swung on and missed, and Ballou down on strikes for the 3rd straight time. That'll do it for the Indians rally here in the 7th. No runs, there were 2 base hits, no errors, a runner left. We head to the 8th. It's Tri-City 2, the Indians nothing.
Hey, picture this. Your home.
We move it to the top half of the 8th inning. Indians still trailing at 2-0. LeBaron Johnson out for his 3rd inning out of the bullpen. Had to get out of a couple of jams in the 6th and 7th as he faces the heart of the order. Matt Kootenai, the left-handed batting DH, 2 for 3 tonight, has singled his last 2 times up, including off Johnson in the 6th. Takes that offering and lines it out to the wall in right field. Ballou is up with it. Here comes the throw to second base, and Tucker there with the tag, and out at second is Kootenai. Max Ballou does it again. 2nd straight night. He guns down a runner as Kootenai gets the single, but then will be out with the tag by Tucker at second base. So that will go 9-6 in the scorebook and 1 away in the 8th. That is the 3rd assist in 2 games for Ballou from right field, including earlier in this game. As the pitch is low for a ball to Jake Monroe, right-handed batting third baseman, 0 for 2 of the walk tonight. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Monroe. Pitch, check, swing, could not hold it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. So nobody on with 1 out here in the 8th. Ground ball down to third, fielded there by Hidalgo. His throw to first in time to retire his contemporary Monroe. And there's 2 away for the Dust Devils here in the 8th inning. Randy DeJesus. He's 1 for 3. Singled his last time up against Johnson in the 6th inning. DeJesus has struck out and also flown out to right. 2 for 10 in the series as the pitch low and outside from Johnson. 1 ball and no strikes. Lots of activity down in the Indians bullpen. No one throwing. A lot of guys milling about, stretching. Breaking ball over from Johnson, and that'll even it at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-0 Tri-City, top of the 8th inning. Indians have been out hit 9-2 tonight as that pitch in the dirt from Johnson. And that'll leave it 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll give the Max at Mirabeau's happy hour a try. The Max at Mirabeau has 2 daily happy hours, a huge diverse menu. Next time you think happy hour, think the Max at Mirabeau, the Mirabeau Park Hotel, defining style, comfort, and service in guest hospitality. Pitch fouled off by DeJesus over towards the Indians' third base dugout. That'll run it even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Max's happy hour starting here in just under 40 minutes. Good way to relax and unwind the day as the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. And DeJesus down on strikes. Another divine strikeout for LeBaron and Johnson. No runs, 1 base hit, no errors, and there's nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's still Tri-City 2, the Indians nothing.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Go to Lake Casino. The Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning.
Baseball, summer nights, and Throw Your Worth, that's a home run. Throw Your Worth is proud to sponsor the Spokane Indians and even more excited to bring our delicious frozen yogurt right to the ballpark. That's right, now you can cheer on your team and enjoy your favorite froyo without ever leaving the game. With 7 locations across Spokane County, including right here at Avista Stadium, there's always a Froyo Earth nearby. So grab a cup, pile on the toppings, and let's play ball.
Hey there, fans! Are you ready for the biggest play of the season? It's the last chance sale at Silverwood Theme Park! This is your last shot to get in on the action and save big on your admission. But wait, there's more! With over 70 rides and attractions, you'll bat 1,000 with your family and friends. So get up to the plate, swing for the fences, and hit a home run with the last chance sale at Silverwood Theme Park! Don't strike out. Visit silverwoodthemepark.com and get your tickets today!
As we move things to the bottom half of the 8th inning, Indians trailing it by a score of 2-0. As it's Dylan Phillips back out on the mound for his 2nd inning out of the bullpen. He will face Kevin Fitzer, right-handed batting first baseman, 0 for 2, grounding out and striking out in his 2 previous at-bats against the starter Snead. Curveball upstairs from Phillips. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Tri-City bullpen starting up as the right-hander Kyle Roche now up and warming. 1-0 pitch, and that breaking ball outside to Fitzer. Make it 2 balls and no strikes. Fitzer 10th in the league in drawing walks, 17 of them He's 2 for 8 in this series and has scored a run. Pitch swung on and missed. High fastball there from Phillips. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Fitzer. Cal State Northridge product, 16th round pick by the Rockies. Spent all of last season in Fresno as the 2-1 offering swung on and missed again. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fitzer, 6'1", 200-pounder. Picked back in 2024. 2-2 the count. Breaking ball lined up the middle and out into center field for a base hit. So Fitzer, patient there, gets the Indians' 3rd base hit off of Phillips in the last 2 innings. Tying run will now come to the plate in Tommy Hopfe. Hopfe batting from the right side. Switch hitter has struck out and grounded back to the pitcher. Indians out hit 9-3 tonight, but down by 2 here in the 8th. One swing of the bat can change everything. Hopfe, both of his home runs from the left side, hitting from the right side here in the 8th inning. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Former Fresno State Bulldog. 1-0 pitch fouled straight back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Getting you up to date on the other games going on in the Northwest League. Vancouver and Eugene, bottom of the 6th. It's Vancouver 3, Eugene 1. And top of the 5th in Everett, it's Hillsboro 2 and Everett 2. A couple of close games there, as well as this one here tonight. Hopfe at the plate, 1-1. That pitch, a called strike up in the zone, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Indians bullpen quiet. LeBaron Johnson's gone the last 3 innings for Spokane. Fitzer down at first base. Nobody out here in the 8th. 2-0 Tri-City lead. Breaking ball is low to Hopfe. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 9th round pick out of Fresno State. 9th rounder in 2024. Spent half of last season in Fresno before coming to Spokane. Finished out the second half of the season. 2-2 pitch. That one fouled off down the right field side, out of play. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rockies won their game 6-2 over the Mets. They now head to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies tomorrow night. Mariners were off today. They'll be in Chicago against the White Sox tomorrow. Just 1 game in the majors going. That's in San Diego. Padres and Cardinals tied at 1, top of the 6th. Here it's 2-0 Tri-City, bottom of the 8th inning. 2-2 the count to Hopfe with Fitzer at first base. Fastball called, strike 3 on the inside corner. Hopfe wasn't very fond of the call, to say the least. Had a few words for the home plate umpire as he headed to the dugout. Now here comes Dan Billardello, and that usually just, yes, and as I say that, the right arm goes up as the Dust Devils are going to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the new hurler next. 2-0 Tri-City here in the 8th as you're listening to Indians Baseball on 103.5 The Game.
Ready.
A new pitcher on for the Tri-City Dust Devils here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Kyle Roach, the right-hander, takes over for Dylan Phillips. Phillips went an inning and a third. He's given up no runs, although the runner at first base is his responsibility. Phillips has faced 6 batters tonight, gave up 3 hits, struck out 2. 27 pitches, 18 for strikes for Phillips. He came on for Nate Snead, who had a perfect game through 6 innings. Indians threatened in the 7th. Got the leadoff batter on here in the 8th. So 1 on, 1 out for Juan Castillo, the right-handed batting catcher. 0 for 2 is grounded to third and grounded to second. Castillo hitting 143 on the season. Facing Roach, the right-hander, as the pitch swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike. Fitzer with his lead at first base with 1 out. 0-1 the count to Castillo. That pitch right over the heart of the plate, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Roach, 6 foot, 190-pound right-hander from Franklin Pierce. I believe that's in New Hampshire, if I recall. Signed as a free agent as the pitch to Castillo fouled straight back out of play. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Grew up in Braintree, Massachusetts. Franklin Pierce College. Franklin Pierce, the 14th president of the United States, if you're wondering who that is. As the 0-2 pitch is lined out into right field, but right at DeJesus. He'll make the catch, and Fitzer has to head back to first base. Ball hit well, but right at DeJesus. 2 away for the Indians in their half of the 8th. Kelvin Hidalgo to the plate. He has grounded to second and struck out. 0 for 2 tonight. 2 for 10 in the series. Indians down by 2, bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch to Hidalgo, line down the right field line, and that's a fair ball. That one into the corner. Hidalgo heading for second base. Down to third base will go Fitzer, and the Indians have the tying runs in scoring position with 2 out. Hidalgo with the first Longhorn Barbecue double of the night. Longhorn Barbecue, 10 in the pit since '56. Down to third base is Fitzer. Hidalgo to second. And that will bring up a pinch hitter as Ethan Hedges will now come on to pinch hit for Caleb Hobson. So Hedges, 4 homers. That is tied for the team lead. He also leads the club with 14 RBI. So Hedges with runners at second and third. 2 out. 3rd round pick out of USC. So Hedges, opportunity. A base hit here can get the Indians even. Facing the right-hander Roach. Fitzer at third, Hidalgo at second. First pitch, fastball, cold strike on the outer part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. 2-0 Tri-City lead. Indians 2 on, 2 out. Pitches line foul down the third base line. Hedges just out in front of that delivery. That would have tied the game. Now 0-2 to Hedges. I will imagine the Roach will not be throwing that off-speed stuff inside like that. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. 2 on. 0-2 pitch. Low on a fastball, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breeze continues to blow out to left. Not a great deal of wind, though, as the 1-2 pitch, and that one gets away from the catcher. Here comes the runner from third base. Play at the plate, they won't get him, and the ball gets away. Here comes Hidalgo. He's headed for the plate. The play at the plate, and he's out. Boy, what a play by Monroe as he fouled it up and able to throw Hidalgo out at home plate. as scoring from third is Fitzer to narrow it to a 2-1 game. So Fitzer scores on the wild pitch. Hidalgo trying to score from second base. That will go 5-1 at home plate to end it. So we head to the ninth. Indians trail it 2-1. As we move it to the top half of the ninth inning, Indians get on the board in the eighth. Still trail it 2-1. LeBaron Johnson back on the mound as he'll face the 6, 7, and 8 batters in the Tri-City order. Capri Ortiz will lead things off. Shortstop swings and misses at a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Ortiz singled in the second, struck out in the fourth. He walked against Johnson in the sixth. 1 for 2 tonight. 1 for 9 overall as breaking ball again from Johnson. That goes low and outside. It's 1-1. Gage Harrelson, the left fielder, and then the center fielder Jorge Ruiz will follow for the Dust Devils here in the top of the ninth inning. Pitch is popped out into center field. On the run is Tucker, and he is there to make the catch as Tevin Tucker takes over in center field for Hobson, who was pinch hit for by Hedges in the bottom half of the eighth inning. So set the defense as Hedges now goes to third base. Hidalgo will move from third to short. Hernandez still at second base and Fitzer at first with Castillo behind the plate in the infield. First pitch to Gage Harrelson, check swing, and he went around. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Robert Claus out in left field, Tevin Tucker in center, and Max Ballou in right, the outfield for the Indians. Top half of the ninth inning, 2-1 Tri-City. Harrelson pops one in the air out into right. Shallow fly ball. Ballou moving over to his left and there to make the catch. 2 up and 2 down for the Dust Devils in their half of the ninth. Brings up Jorge Ruiz. Ruiz struck out in the third, popped out to short in the fifth, and then he singled in the seventh. He would eventually be cut down trying to steal third base on a double steal. 1 for 3 tonight. Johnson's first pitch is Ruiz showed bunt, and that fastball down the middle of the plate, and it's 0-1. Indians bullpen will get busy. Right-hander Hunter Mann now starting to warm in the Indians bullpen. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and Johnson ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. For the Indians in their half of the ninth, it will be Hedges back up at the plate to start, and then it'll be Tucker and Hernandez. 9-1-2. 0-2 pitch, grounded foul and hit right over to the Tri-City dugout on the first base side. Good thing those protective railings are up before the renovations from a couple of years ago. That was right in the dugout, and you would see guys scrambling No balls and 2 strikes to Ruiz with nobody on and 2 out in the ninth. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. And Ruiz down on strikes. Another divine strikeout for LeBaron Johnson. He sets down the Dust Devils 1-2-3 in the ninth. To the bottom of the ninth we go. Tri-City 2, the Indians 1. Bottom half of the ninth inning. Indians down 2-1 as the right-hander for the Dust Devils, Kyle Roach, out for his second inning of work. Gave up a base hit to Hidalgo in the eighth inning. That helped the Indians get set for a run as Roach uncorked a wild pitch. Hidalgo tried to score from second base on that same wild pitch, was thrown out at the plate. So 2-1 game as it'll be Ethan Hedges leading things off. He was at the plate when that wild pitch was uncorked in the eighth inning. Came on as a pinch hitter for Caleb Hobson. Hedges now at third base. He'll be followed by Tevin Tucker, who moved to center field in the top of the inning. And then it'll be Roynier Hernandez. First pitch to Hedges, and he lines one out in the gap in right center field. Here comes DeJesus, and he's there to make the catch. So Hedges trying to get that ball in the gap. Got under a little bit, and DeJesus able to run it down. One away for the Indians. Tevin Tucker singled his last time up. That was the Indians' first hit, first base runner of the game. Leading off the bottom of the seventh. Has flown out his other 2 at-bats. Pitch to Tucker inside, nearly got him, and it's ball 1. Man continuing to warm for the Indians in the bullpen. Roach, the third pitcher of the night for the Dust Devils. 1-0 pitch, little chopper hit out into left field for a base hit. Ortiz looking right at Monroe, the third baseman, saying, yeah, you've got that. Nope, he didn't. And Tucker with a base hit to left with 1 out in the ninth. So the tying run's on board, and Tucker leads the league in stolen bases. Stole second his last time on base. 16 thefts this year. And I will imagine he's going to be looking to go at some point soon. Roynier Hernandez, 0 for 3 tonight. Lined into a double play out to left his last time up as the pitch is a called strike from Roach. No balls and 1 strike. Harrelson, the left fielder, playing deep and left. Hernandez 4 for 10 in this series. Pitch, breaking ball, low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Indians have trailed throughout. Tri-City got a run in the third, a run in the fifth. Indians just got a run in the eighth. Tying run at first with 1 out. 1-1 pitch, and that one lined out into left field for a base hit. Here comes Tucker around second. He's heading for third, and he'll get there standing up. Roynier Hernandez with a base knock to left, and the tying run is 90 feet away. The winning run is at first with one out. Robert Claus comes to the plate. Claus, an infield single his last time up. Claus came on for Jacob Humphrey. Humphrey departed the game after his at-bat in the fourth. Claus, opportunity here to at least tie it up for the Indians. Infield moving in up the middle of the diamond as the first pitch to Claus swung on and fouled straight back. No balls and one strike. Indians got their Washington Lottery first run of the game last inning. Washington's Lottery, imagine the possibilities if you won. Indians want to win it right here in the ninth. 2 on, 1 out. Claus at the plate, no balls and one strike. Pitch swung on and missed. Chased a slider out of the zone. No balls and 2 strikes to Claus. For him, he just needs to get the ball in play here. Runner at third base and Tucker with great speed. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Pitch, and that breaking ball high and outside. Claus watches it. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Roach, the right-hander. Hernandez with his lead at first, Tucker at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Claus, check swing, he held it up. Flores, the catcher, wanted it, but Claus did hold it up. That bat barely came off the shoulder. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Claus. 2 runs, 9 hits for the Dust Devils. A run on 6 hits for the Indians. All 6 of the Indians' hits have come in the last 3 innings. Claus at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the pitch swung on and missed. Went back to that slider. Claus swings and misses. Down on strikes. That's a big at-bat. Tucker still down at third base as Max Ballou comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts tonight. You gotta figure he's due. First pitch, and he swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 0-1. 2-1, Tri-City, as we play it here. Bottom of the 9th inning. Tying run at third, winning run at first. No balls and 1 strike to Ballou. Fastball right down the pipe, called strike 2. And Ballou now behind 0-2. Got to go in protect mode. The 0-2 pitch, and that one high from Roach, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gar LeBron talking with Hernandez at first base. Any contact, he's got to be off and running. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 9th. 2 on. 1-2 pitch. That one lined down into right field. DeJesus is back, and he's there to make the catch. As the 9th inning rally will fall short here for the Indians here tonight. No runs. There were 2 base hits. No errors. 2 runners left. Indians fall here in Game 3, 2-1. We'll be back with our Coors Light post-game show next here on Indians Baseball on 103.5 The Game.
Live coverage of Spokane.